Hello and welcome back to Anti-Depressing. This is the show where we talk about everything from liturgy
to Lexapro. Hello, friends. How is everybody doing?
Is everyone thriving?
I hope so.
When you go up there and I go back here, we look like different size. Whoa. Whoa.
See, and now you won't know what we're doing unless you watch us on video as well.
Gotta watch it. Unless you're driving, then don't.
Definitely do it. So
no, definitely don't watch if you're driving.
Tomato.
Safety first.
Jasmine, how are you?
Wait, you always ask me first. How are you?
I'm good. You know, today I got to hang out with you and your girls, and it was so fun.
It was a
Jasmine
great Florida day.
I feel like every time we're like, what did we do today? Ate. So we went to a cat cafe in our town, which has... It's essentially exactly what it sounds like. It's just like you can bring in drinks and whatever, coffees. And then they just have a room of kittens and then like a room of grown-up cats. These are like street cats. They bring them inside. And
you can adopt them.
And they just kind of acclimate them to like being in a home. And it is the cutest thing ever. So the girls were just straight up trying to grab every kitten.
They were in heaven.
They were petting all these cats. The cats like loved your kids, and they're just so
very
sweet.
Cute.
They're
it was
so
wholesome.
sweet. It was very sweet. It was
wholesome.
And so yeah,
we
one
saw
kitty,
the cutest cat. Yeah, that's
one
what
kitty
you're talking about. The
particular
kitty you almost
was
took home.
like, oh my gosh,
it was so cute. It had like the prettiest blue eyes, and it just wanted to cuddle, like just wanted to hang. But like it would let you hold it like it was a baby, and it was only 2 months old. This tiny kitten. I am like. If I had to say, am I a cat person? Am I a dog person? I'm a dog person. But those cats got me today.
They were cute.
They got me good.
There was one named Sharon who Noelle was like brushing him. And he was just kind of like, whatever. Like, that was it. I didn't hear him
Noelle
hiss.
was like laying on it.
Yeah,
and it
he
just
was
chilled.
Like, okay.
Which it was a ginger cat named Sharon, which we just loved.
So cute.
Like, shout out to Ed.
So yeah,
we love to hear.
So my day's good. We got to do that, and then we ate at one of our favorite restaurants. We had bottomless brunch. Did the girls eat a lot?
A lot of
question
treats.
will not be answered. But did we eat to our heart's content?
Yeah,
and we could have kept going.
We made bottomless.
For real.
Yeah, we made it.
The waitress was like, what would y'all like? And I was like,
no, it was so funny. The waitress came and I was like, oh, I'll have like this one thing to start. And Chanel was like, I'll have boom, 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 and listed like 6 things. And I was like, that's the energy.
3 bacons for the table.
She was like, we'll take it for all of us. Like, let's just keep it coming.
Yeah, dude. Like, so like it was
a vibe.
It was a vibe for sure. So yeah, I've had like a pretty like great day. I feel like
a great time.
I'm trying to find. I just typed in like, but there's this scene. I think it's in in White Chicks where they're like eating, and I hadn't found it out early enough, so I can't play the whole 4 minutes. But anyway, he's like, well, what would you like to eat? And she's like, the lady would have, and she's like, how about no? I'll have a steak with. That's exactly what it was like. We really went for it. So
that's so true.
So
that was us
today.
Today.
Was pretty good. How are you, dude?
I mean, I had the same day as you. It was a great day. We're trying to soak in all our moments before the Joubert crew rolls out to move. And so we're really soaking it in. And it was great. It was a great day. If you haven't been up on what's happening in Chanel's life lately, Chanel's life has been pretty chaotic. Our lives have been pretty chaotic. And so it was a good day. We spent the whole day together. Chanel got to our house at 6:30 a.m.
Took a nap,
and we've been
went to
grinding
church,
that.
ate, took another nap.
We've been doing it.
It was pretty sweet. So, and now we're just recording this. My mom made a pound cake at home.
Yeah,
all around.
Life is good.
Yeah,
my husband is gone. He's gone. That was a dramatic.
My husband is
at a retreat. He's playing
Chanel
music.
Finally did it.
Oh my gosh. He's playing music for the Genesis conference for Life Teen. So prayers up for them. By the time this releases, it'll be over. So retroactive prayers. God works outside of time. He's going to do great. And my sister Juliana is helping run that event. Aww. And so it's like a whole family affair and we're just not there. Wow. So we're hanging out with these kids. Chanel's standing in for Steven so that my sanity stays intact. So
And it's
everybody's
so
doing
fun
great.
because we played outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we ate
Didn't upset
dinner. They
cats.
watched Toy
I mean,
Story.
what
We
is
saw
there?
some kitty cats. I mean, that was a surprise. The kids had such a fun day
Oh,
because
yeah.
Jasmine's a really fun mom.
Oh gosh.
But like,
Thanks.
they were super. First, they were like, "Wait a minute, huh?"
Because they both fell asleep in the car on the way
Yeah.
to the cat cafe, and they woke up and we were there. And Joy was in like the deepest sleep while I was carrying her in. And then I think Noelle was like, I'm so excited to see the cats. And Joy like sat up and was like, me too. She was like, we're back at the cat cafe. And they went like months ago. She was like, we're back. I was like, yeah.
I didn't think we'd be back here.
I was like, did she think that like nothing happened for the last 2 months of her life? She was like, we're here again. I was like, yeah.
It's just like so funny because
It
it's like
was
you're
so
fun
funny.
anyway, but the kids were like, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh, they were
like,
shocked. They
we're
couldn't
at the-
believe we were there.
And then when we went to the
That was
restaurant and they
so
have like
funny.
a whole table of desserts, like
Yeah.
in little mini cups, so it
Mhm.
definitely doesn't feel like you're eating a whole dessert. And Jasmine was like, "You know what? You guys can just whatever, just take as many as you want,
Just
like
go
as
for
you
it.
can eat. Who cares?
Mhm.
Like we're out for brunch, we'll just do it." And they were like, "What?
They're like, we can have
Huh?
more than what we could try them. And I was like, yeah.
whatever." And
They
were
thought
like-
they were living.
They did.
I mean, they were.
And then afterwards, they were definitely like, "All right, that's kind of
Yeah.
enough sugar."
I mean, yeah. Noelle was like, for dinner, I need some like corn and edamame, and I got to take a sugar break. And I was like, way to know your body, babe. Because
Yeah.
honestly, same.
It's a lot. But yeah,
Same.
it was a great day.
We had a
It was a
great day.
great day. So,
Anyways, that was a 7-minute recap of our current day.
as it should be.
So
So,
we're doing great.
Jasmine, what I just would love for you though, because our antidepressant Catholic news today is pretty huge.
It's revolutionary.
It's going to change the podcast forever.
That's so true. This has never happened before in antidepressing history.
Yeah.
This is going to shake up antidepressing
The
nation.
whole thing.
That's what we should start calling it.
Antidepressing Nation.
Instead of Bachelor Nation. Because also, I would love to live in an antidepressing nation.
Please.
So-
this is the most dramatic thing to
The
ever
most
happen in
dramatic
antidepressing
moment.
history.
Yeah,
Here
I don't
we
know why
go.
I was like, you're not going to say it.
What is it? What
Our antidepressing Catholic news this week is that I'm having another baby. Very antidepressing.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Joe Bears are adding a little boy to the crew in August. And we're so excited. We're so excited. I'm 20 weeks pregnant, I think. I don't know. Third kid problems. Let me check my app.
Third kid
Third kid problems. Third
It's like,
kid
you are
problems.
4,100.
I'm like, I'm trying my best. 20 weeks. The baby is the size of a sweet potato.
Oh, love.
Also the size of, this is my favorite, Ariel's dingle hopper, the fork. Also the size of the world's best boss cup from The Office. That one actually is tangible to me. I know I know that size.
Cute.
Also the size of a Beanie Baby, 80s and 90s nostalgia. Also as big as a small kettlebell.
Look at
I
that.
feel like that's huge. Big as a pretzel rod. I love the. I
just-
don't know.
they're
I
really
just
like,
love all the
hey,
comparisons.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
gosh.
so
So,
funny.
biggest thing to happen in antidepressing
It's
history.
crazy.
We're having a new
having-
baby. This is so exciting.
We're adding another baby to the crew.
This
can't believe
is gonna rock.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So anyways, if you've been wondering why we are not as up on social media as we have been in the past, I've been very pregnant and moving. So, you know,
Yep. So
the ladies are trying their best out here.
we are. And we're doing it because we love y'all. So
we love you guys.
round
and
of
this is a good,
applause
healthy outlet
for
for
this
us.
baby. Let me see. Am I pressing the right one? It's been a long time.
You know,
Woo!
I
Yeah.
can't believe you knew.
Woo-hoo! New baby.
Woo!
New baby.
Send all of your boy name suggestions to
Please.
Antidepressing Instagram or antidepressingshow@gmail.com because
Mhm.
picking a boy name is taking everything from me. So
And please make sure that the boy names are names of other things that could be
Yes.
misconstrued.
yeah, if you guys haven't known this already because you know me in normal life and have been wondering why I've been talking about so much baby stuff, every story we find is like, Halle Bailey doesn't share that she's pregnant yet. And I hadn't shared on here. And then we're like, oh, here's weird baby names. And Chanel and I have been like biting our tongues every time. to not say it. And honestly, it's just because we just kept forgetting. We kept being like, we're going to make it our anti-depressing news.
And then she stands up from this
and I forget.
recording booth and I'm like, oh, you're like pregnant.
Oh, you're pregnant. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, it's like a huge bump. You can't see it.
So yeah.
Can't see it when we chest up record, but.
So send all your names, y'all. Little felony, little felonious. Felonious. That's not that bad.
I know. It's kind of like Phineas.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good boy name.
Yeah. Little Ferb. Be cute. So
what
you guys,
like if did you have like a childhood name that you had picked out if you had a kids?
Oh, Claire.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah.
You were going to have a girl.
All my
what
Sims
if you had
Claire.
a boy?
All the ones I didn't kill, I named them Claire. If I had a boy, I loved Bobby. Loved Bobby. I just thought it was so cute. I was like little Bobby, and I would always keep Claire and Bobby in all my Sims games alive.
I think mine were like Jake and Ashley. It was that's
kind of cute
because being kind of Laguna, someone who had a very unique name. I was like, what if I had a name that like just everybody knew?
Yeah,
but I actually do now love having a unique name, and my children have like relatively unique names. So
because y'all's names are unique and like, you know, great for when you get older. Yeah. Not that like
not
extreme
like so
names
unique that you're like, wait, your kid's name is Shampoo.
It's tough. Yeah. That it would be tough. I think like your kids will still be able to live.
I think that's the hardest balance. Is like you're trying to name a kid something that like stands out, something that's important to you, but not something that's like this is like so wild.
Is this gonna be tough? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean people are pretty good at naming kid. Like there's some good baby names. People
and that's
are doing
easier
their best.
said than done to like, because that kid's just going to have that name. So yeah, you guys, pretty big news. Jasmine's having a baby. My baby's having a baby.
Babies.
So there we go. Can't wait to send out the birth announcement. We'll post it on Instagram.
I hope it's just as dramatic as your first one.
It's going to be great. And yeah, I'm going to be a godmommy again. Well, actually not really. No. But like all of her children, I just say they're my god
She
kids.
Tries to claim.
But this boy will have an awesome godmom.
Yeah.
And an awesome godfather.
Coming in strong.
And so, he's coming in strong. But, you know, they're going to be a part of my brood. So can't wait. It's like
You'll at least have a little nephew. It's
chicken.
like your little nephew.
Yeah, it's like a mom chicken. So, so you guys, this is great anti-depressing news. We're pumped for it. This is going to be great. And we're rocking and rolling.
So cute.
So
this week's going to be a little different, you guys.
Yeah, we're going to turn it up.
We're hearing what you like. We're listening. We're listening and learning. We're still doing that.
We're listening.
We've been
learning.
Listening and learning for years. We're still doing it. We're holding space for what you enjoy and what we have the emotional capacity for and what we think would be good for us right now. So before we leave, we want to do a couple We're Not Really Strangers cards again.
And we're doing this because, not just because we love asking each other questions, but because you can use these questions in your own life. We want to spark this
in your life.
So do you have someone in your life that you're like, I'm not really good at like making convos.
Like, I would love to get closer with them.
Or I have a boy in my life or a lady in my life that I'm like, I kind of want to.
I know we went back and forth. We heard a story about a gentleman who went on a first date and had like typed out 25 questions for first date and printed them and then asked them like in order on the first date. And maybe that's a little intense, sure. But we're going to take a lesson from that, okay? And our lesson from that is you should like be willing to ask questions to people and get to know them. Like, and I think too, a lot of times when women go on dates, at least from my experience through you and through Juliana and through other people, it's like you're trying to get to know this person but not be like too aggressive questions and too whatever. And something that Chanel does great about is like, I'm just whipping out the phone. We're asking would you rather questions. We're asking whatever.
We're doing it.
Like be ready to just ask like fun, interesting questions. I think that like shows that you're fun. You're not just like, so where are you from? How many siblings do you have? Like, how many like after a while, like we get it, you know, we get it. But then like, what do you ask to get to like the deeper, is this person funny? Can this person hang? And so we found some questions that are like dating questions that you can use on first date. We also have some of our classic, like friends version of We're Not Really Strangers. And so we're going to ask each other some questions, but I encourage you to feel willing to ask people in your life that you're close with, your significant other, your friends, just to kind of stay emotionally connected. And first dates, like if there's a lull, you get ready. You
Whip
get
'em
ready to
out.
ask a good question.
Type
You don't
'em
have
up.
to type them up. You don't have to print them out. You don't have to be, I feel like that's intimidating. But you just store your good ones. Like, what is Julie? And if you were a noodle, what kind of noodle would you be?
Oh, she always asks that.
Like,
yeah.
have your go-to question.
What's your favorite body of water? That always kind of gets people.
I know, that's interesting.
They're like, what is your favorite body of water?
That's
I don't
interesting.
know.
Anywhere there's not alligators is mine.
Ooh, that's an answer.
It's fun, right?
Yeah,
Because then
see?
it also gets to your deepest fears.
Oh, so then I'm like, tell me
Like,
about
go
that.
for it.
Were you bitten by one?
No, but am I petrified? Yes. So now you know. Now you know something about me you didn't know minutes ago.
So let's just roll right
Let's do
in.
it.
I don't know what questions that Jasmine has favorited and kind of have open on her phone. She doesn't know what I have open, so we're gonna kind of get
fun.
crazy.
This is
It's kind
crazy.
of rando. You know, we're just those girls. So for the first question for you, Jasmine,
Yes.
what do you think that I would splurge on? This is kind of
I kind of know what you already splurge on.
yeah.
But what would... I don't think this is a splurge. It's the necessity. But if you came into money tomorrow, you would buy like a big house.
Yeah.
For when people come to visit you, you would have it.
Yeah.
And you would just be like ready to host.
Yeah.
Which I guess a house is a splurge in 2024. You know?
Yeah.
It was always a splurge, but it's really feeling
really
splurgy.
a splurge now. Yeah. So okay. So house. What do I think you would splurge on? I think if you came into I know, I'm like,
house?
is this answer boring?
I don't know.
I think that you would splurge
Are
on,
we in our 30s? Or
I think
what?
you would splurge on a house with a finished basement, nice room.
Oh.
I think if it was something fun, I think
Yeah, name my fun
if
thing.
it's for you, that maybe you would do like, I don't know, because that's kind of tough. You love doing things with like your family, which is also
Wait,
great.
I have your fun splurge. It came to me. Do you want me to
Okay.
say it while you think?
No, I actually
Or do you
got
know?
mine.
Okay,
I
tell
think
me.
you would get like, I would come up to you, would pay for me to like come to Wisconsin or whatever, watch your kids, and then you and Steven would go to like Italy for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
or
that's
something.
actually true.
You
We
would
would do
pay
that.
for like a all expense, like
Yeah, we would
you
splurge
guys
like
are
that.
staying nice resort, like you would nice, like it
Yeah.
would be a great
No,
like
it's so
trip,
true.
and you guys just wouldn't worry about it, and you would just exist.
Yeah.
I think you'd
and
do
just
something
enjoy
like
it.
that. Yeah,
That's so true. That's a good
And,
splurge.
Yeah, I think you would do something like that.
I think you would go back to that hotel that you stayed at. That was like the spa hotel.
Yeah.
And just like treat yourself and your mom to a weekend because you deserve it.
Yeah.
And if it was a material item, I think you would go on a like shoe shopping spree because I know you're in your like shoe era.
I am. I'm
You're
trying to
really
get cooler shoes.
and I think you'd get like the personalized Dr. Scholl's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop in the comments. Drop in the comments if you appreciate Dr. Scholl shoes because I got flamed
Yes.
for my Dr. Scholl sneakers.
Yeah, but I think
and
you would get the Dr.
so
Scholl's insoles that like you can get custom made to your foot
yeah.
to put in all the trendy shoes that you've been trying to buy.
Would.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
I
great
think that's
answer.
what you do. I don't even know how much those are. I don't know if that's splurge.
They're like $50 at Walgreens. It's like
yeah.
$50. It's pretty
That's too
steep.
much.
But Jasmine, for you though, what would you as an individual, just you, no connection to Steven or your kids?
Splurge on?
Yeah.
I would splurge on like weekly prenatal massages.
That's literally, I was going to say spa or like something like that.
I would get
literally,
those
or
on
I
the
was like, if you could
schedule.
like go somewhere with like an immersion bath and a
Oh,
sauna
yeah.
and spas, you would
I would relax.
membership.
I would relax.
Membership.
I want a
And I think if
membership
you
for
like someone with
massages.
an immersion bath and like Epsom salts and just like you
Oh.
could just like
Yep.
slide into it
Yeah.
oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. Like a weekly spa situation would be my splurge
Yeah.
for sure.
That would be it. So there we go. Send us money. Okay.
Send us. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
If you could, these are the date questions.
Okay.
So take note, my ladies.
Okay.
If you could jump on a plane tomorrow, where would you go?
If I could jump on a plane tomorrow, where would I go? I would think our food's here.
Do you want me to go grab it? Are they going to leave it or no?
I think they'll probably I think they'll leave it.
Okay, great.
If we don't answer, they'll just send a picture. If I could hop on a plane tomorrow, I would probably go to California again.
Ooh.
I loved
To whale
California. I'd
watch
probably go
again?
whale watch again.
I
It was
love
so
that.
fun. If I had to do something like creative that I've never done before and I could hop on a plane.
Mhm.
The tough thing about me is that I love sharing experiences with people. So
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, can I get 2 tickets or what?
Yes. If you could
Or
jump on a plane.
7.
I think you could go with multiple people.
Okay, if I could go with multiple people,
Mhm.
then I would hop on a plane and take my crew to like the Maldives on those
Oh.
like houses in the water.
Yeah.
And we'd just stay for like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like
love
I'd
to
pay
be on
for
that
everyone's
trip.
babysitters and
Yeah.
like whatever
Mhm.
and just be like, we're all going for a week, girls trip.
Glamorous.
Mom, everything. Like we're all going.
Glamorous.
That would be
love that.
so fun.
That sounds so
Yeah,
great.
that's what I would do.
That's
How
beautiful.
about you?
Wait, you got to ask me a different question.
Oh yeah. I'm like, what? I'm interested. I'm like, wait, where would
You're
you?
like, wait, where are we going?
Yeah.
She's like, this is actually happening.
Like, where are you going? Girls trip. I know. It's like, well, actually, that's just like one. Okay. Woo. It says, do you ever think you've been in love? Oh, that would have been weird if you said no, right?
That would have been pretty horrific if I said no.
Yeah, I'm like, that's like,
but I
not
mean,
great.
short answer, yes.
Yeah, I was like, that's not great. Okay. What was your first impression of your husband?
Oh, that's such a good question. I don't know if I've told our origin story on the pod, but Stephen and I met when he was playing music for Alive in You,
Cute.
as we have met almost everyone important to us in our lives. And it was actually very funny. I was with like a bunch of the girls from my youth group. We were front row at Alive in You, and Stephen came out on stage, and I knew that like a lot of the other girls in my youth group, I was like a senior in high school. So we obviously did not start dating then. We didn't start dating till I was 20. So years and years later. But I turned to some of the girls in my high school who already like knew who they were. This is when and some of the members of this band listen to this podcast. So we're going to give them the shout out of a lifetime. My husband used to be in a band called Aileron.
Whoa. Check
Only
out
the
the
real
music.
ones.
So good. So
Deep
good.
cuts only.
Yeah, so
only
good.
the real
For
ones
real.
know. Only the real ones still have Aileron t-shirts. It's like everything.
The little crow on it.
It was a movement. Chanel and
yeah.
I were like actual fangirls of
Loved.
Aileron, which is hysterical.
Love them.
Like had posters in my room, like manifested this life I have, but actually took a lot of prayer and whatever. But we can just say, you know, I also had posters of Jesse McCartney and that one, you know, but like
That one didn't quite
but
work
my
out.
husband's
so.
better. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That's so I knew that a lot of the other girls in my youth group already like were obsessed with Aileron and had heard their songs because of that. And they all were kind of obsessed with all the guys in the band. And when Steven came out on stage, he like sang the first note. And I turned to one of my friends and I was like, I am going to marry that dude. Like as a joke. But look at that. The power of just speaking into existence
And
what you
3
desire. And the Lord
babies
will hear
later.
3 babies later. Look at that. But all the other girls in my youth group were so annoyed because they were like, Jasmine, you weren't even here for the past couple of years. You can't
You
all
don't
of a
even
sudden,
deserve it.
yeah, you can't show up and say you're going to marry. They were like so annoyed because then Steve and I like would talk sometimes because I just wasn't scared to talk to him. And a lot of the girls at camp were like nervous. And I was like, oh, you're just a person. Like we can talk sometimes. And they were not into it. But look at us now.
And he's
Look
happier
at
than
us
ever.
now.
He loves this lady. When
We love
Steven's
each other.
on
It's
one
crazy.
day, like I would love for him to just like tell his first impression of you because I feel like I know what it is.
Yeah, I think his first impression was like, okay, this like
But I
girl
think
from camp
after
keeps
some
talking to me.
time, I love Steven's like other
Yeah, I
first
know what you
impression,
mean. I know
which
what you mean.
is so funny.
It's
So,
so funny.
we'll
But
make
yeah,
sure to
my
have
first
him on.
impression was truly like, at first I was just like impressed. I was like, oh, he's playing music. Like I always wanted to like marry a musician. At that time I was planning to go to school for musical education. Like I was very in that world. And so I always like that was something that was important to me to like have a musical family. But then I also was like, wow, I have never seen a guy that is young so willing to stand on a stage and talk about how he loves Jesus. And it like kind of shook my life. And my whole perspective was like, if there's somebody like this, then I need to like be dating people like this. Like I need to look for someone that's going to do that. And my intention really wasn't like, oh, it's going to be him, but like, oh, this is like the blueprint for kind of what I'm looking for. And then it just was actually him.
out.
Crazy.
And he's great.
Set those standards
And
high,
you guys
man.
are great. So there we go.
Look at that. There it is. Are you ready for me to ask you a question?
Yeah.
Or do you want to say your first impression of Steven?
I know. People are like, Chanel, it's kind of going too far.
Ooh, okay, wait. These are so good, and I know we don't have time for a billion questions. So, um, mm, ooh, okay. What is something small that really makes your day? This is another date question, which I think is very
Oh,
revealing about a person.
yeah. Something small that really makes my day. Hmm. Okay, well, for those listening, you know that if you know me, you know that I love my people.
Mm,
The people
mhm,
that I surround myself with, love them, really pour into them. And I love like having people around when we like are laughing and spending time. And it really doesn't have to be anything dramatic. So we don't have to be anything anywhere extravagant. But like when my
mhm.
mom comes home from work and we just laugh in the kitchen or chatting,
Yeah.
those little conversations are when
Mm,
I'll get a call from Jasmine in the day, chill, and then I'll answer and it's like her kids. I'm like, oh my
mm.
gosh, yes. Or like
Yeah,
my
just like the
nephew
little
texts
moments.
me. Yeah, and he's 5 and he'll text me on Fridays when he gets his cell phone for 10 minutes. And it's just like I love
That's
like
so
just
cute. Yeah.
connecting, just small. Like it doesn't have to be dramatic. Just like fun, silly, just having people laugh, just spending time. Those are so
Mhm.
fun to me. And I love that. Like
I love
yeah,
that.
just like connecting with people or just being like, hey, just want to say hi. I love stuff like that.
That's really
So
cute.
that's mine.
Yeah, that
Hmm.
intentionality.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
love it. Love
That's
for
sweet.
that.
Do
Another
you feel
small
like we
thing
should
is
each
if I
do?
have a treat.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah, get her a
that's
little
it.
treat. Little treat.
Fun vibes. Any treat. Chanel is
That's
just
so
gonna
true.
absolutely tear that mess up.
Okay,
So
should we each do one more?
yeah, let's do
I'm
it.
so excited. I'm scared. I feel like you're
Okay.
gonna go deep for the last one.
Okay, well, I'll go to the next one. So let's see. Lol. Who's the more hydrated friend? Not Juliana. Something about Juliana is
Not Juliana.
she
That's
never
so
drinks water.
funny.
Okay.
Juliana claims she's like, should I put on my resume like most talked about person on antidepressant? She was
Yeah.
like, why you guys talk about me all the time?
Because because
Because it
um
is what it
it
is.
is what it is. Okay. Ooh. Well, it's weird because these questions are like about me. So I'm like, that's not fair. I want to know about you.
Oh,
You
do
know
you
what
want me
I'm
to give you
saying?
one?
Yeah, let me open up my little thing
Wait,
because I'm
look at
like,
that. Look at these ones that I
okay,
saved,
perfect. Because I'm like,
and then you can
I don't
ask me
want you to
one.
answer about me. I want
Or
to know
you can
about
go back
you.
to, do you want to do a date one or do you want to do one of
Oh, I
these?
kind of like these.
Okay, okay.
All right. What do you need now in a friend? What do you
Ooh.
need? This is something I would have just asked you anyway, but
This is actually like
your
who
friends
you
support you?
are.
Like what do you need? What's
I
going
would
on?
say in terms of just like normal life in this season of life I'm in with like young kids,
Mhm.
I would say I need like grace and understanding in friends. Like
Mhm.
friends who, even if you don't have kids, they just kind of like get it and are like, I know things are kind of crazy. It's okay if you don't respond for a while. It's okay if whatever, and people who are like willing to hang with my kids. I
Mhm.
think that's the big thing, which all of my friends are. And it's really
Yeah, we
beautiful.
all love them.
Yes. In this particular like week of my life when we're moving and all of that, I think just like, emotional, mental, physical support. Today, Chanel and I spent the whole day together and it was super
So
helpful just to have a
nice.
person around. But yeah, just someone to hang with these kids. I could pack some boxes, just, all
Mhm.
the all the good things. So just having friends like support and check in when things are crazy. But also just understanding that everybody's life is crazy. So it's like it might be a minute, but then we're gonna like get back to each other.
And we'll
Like I
be
promise we're gonna be back.
and it'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's a
It's
good
like there's
word.
that John Mulaney joke where it's like when you're young, you're like, I can't miss a time
Oh
hanging
yeah.
out with my friends. And then you get older and you're like, oh, like next week's no good for me. Can we like we won't see each other and it doesn't matter at all.
Mhm.
Like it
Cuz you're
doesn't
like,
matter.
that's okay.
It's like we're all
I
trying
get
our
it.
best. We're trying
Yeah.
our best.
And that is a sign of emotional maturity when you're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's okay." Like
We're trying
not
our
that
best.
flippant like you don't want to see the person, but
No,
like
but like we're
I'm
actually
okay.
trying.
Like I got it. We got it. It's cool. I am firm and confident in your care for me, so like it's good.
So it's
I'll
good.
see you when I see you,
But
you
yeah.
know? And that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
This is
glad.
it. Fun.
I hope that you always get that because your babies are little gifts. Love them.
Little gifts. Okay. This is the last date question I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
And I like these because they hint at childhood without being like, tell me your childhood trauma.
Childhood.
And I think opening the door to talking about childhoods on the first couple dates in like a casual way is smart.
So take notes, people. She's married. So she obviously knows what she's talking about.
No. Okay, I love this one.
Okay.
Ready? When you were a kid, do you remember what you liked to do?
Oh,
What did you enjoy as a child?
Because it's like
it's not intimidating.
It's not intimidating.
It's not like
You're
what's the worst thing that ever happened to you in your
it's like,
childhood?
what did you like to do?
What
like,
keeps you up at
listen
night?
to my parents fight.
Yeah.
Let me see. What did I like to do? Okay. I loved to go. My mom, my sister, and I would go to the mall. So we would have like days where mommy would say, okay, today we're going shopping. So we would wake up. It would be early. We would go to like Old Navy, Ross, Marshalls, and then we would go to the mall and spend all day. This was like back in the day when the mall was something.
Yeah.
So we would spend all day. We got shut out of the mall. Like one day they closed the doors and we had to like walk around and it was like crazy. And then we go to Bath and Body Works and we come home and we show all our stuff to my dad and put all the stuff on the table, you know, like try on clothes.
Oh, do your fashion show.
Do a fashion show.
Best.
And we'd all like put out all our Bath and Body Works stuff and we'd be like, oh my gosh, like what scent did you get? What scent? And we would like shower with our new scents, put on a new lotion. It was like awesome. And then on the way home, mommy would always be like, you guys want to go get dinner at like Red Lobster or something? And we were like, ah! But it was like such a
so fun.
Like I love like girls' days. And I loved doing that when I was younger. And me, Camille, and my mom would always just be like, oh my gosh, it was so fun. Loved just like spending the whole day together.
So
and that was back in the day too when cell phones were kind of like not a big deal either. So like there were kind of no distractions. Yeah. And so we would just kind of like exist.
Glamorous.
It was so fun. So
very glamorous.
That was fine.
Oh, I love
Back
that.
when
You know
the
what's
mall
so
was
interesting
something.
is that's like still your go-to way to hang out with your mom.
Yeah.
Is you guys will like go, you'll shop, you'll hit TJ Maxx, you'll hit like 8 Rosses, and then you'll go get new perfumes.
Yeah.
And you'll come back with candles and scents. And every time I come to your house, you guys are like, check out the new scents I got. You're not gonna believe we got these new soaps.
Don't
we got
worry
this
about
new.
it.
Yeah, she's like, I got you this one
yeah.
because I thought you would like it. Like you guys still bond in that way, which
Love
is
it.
really sweet
I
to see
love
things
it.
from your childhood
Yeah.
that continue. Like those
I want to know
traditions.
that actually about you. Tell me.
I love that. That's such a good question. I wasn't prepared to answer.
I was like, what is something you love to do?
What is something I loved to do as a child? I mean, I love to do a lot of things with my family, but I would say like the thing I think about my childhood and like long for the most now that I'm adult is just like playing.
Yeah.
Like I felt very free to just like play as a child and play outside. Like I loved being outside, and still do for the most part. But I remember like I was neighbors with my best friend growing up, and then we moved, and I had another neighbor that was one of my best friends. Like, and so I always was like outside,
love
in the neighborhood, and I just remember that feeling like so free to just like run and play, and like I'm gonna sound so old. But being in like an area where I could just like walk to the park when I was like 7,
dude,
by myself
and hang out with your neighbors. I remember when my neighbors used to come to our house with their bikes and be like, hey, do you and your sister want to go ride bikes? And we were like,
and you would just go, and your parents were
and
like,
my mom
that's
was
cool.
like, okay, you're out with Kimberly.
The
Sounds
90s,
good.
man. Like that was
and it's
it.
like crazy.
That was
yeah.
it. But yeah, I just remember feeling very free
Yeah.
as a child when I was like playing and when I was outside. And I just loved that.
I
loved it.
You guys, this is a great question to ask.
So good.
A partner,
you can really get to the bottom.
Friend.
Why did you feel free outside? Why was it times with your mom? Like you can really,
Why?
you can
Like,
learn a lot.
Are you really close to your mom? Oh,
yeah.
Follow
is
up.
that relationship still important? Like what is so good, you guys?
Follow up.
You can really get deep.
There it is. Also,
but start casual.
Depending, whatever your parental figure is in your life, it's also kind of cool to ask them these questions too.
So true.
Because sometimes like we don't really talk to our parental figures, whoever those are.
And even like flipping that, like what was to ask your parents, like what was your favorite thing about me as a kid? Like what was your favorite thing to do with me? What was your favorite? Like that's such a sweet,
because they'll love to
connection
answer.
point. Yep. So absolutely. True. That's such a good point. We love you.
We love you guys.
The world is depressing,
but we are not. We love y'all. We hope that you can
Our
take away
last
some of these
in-person episode
questions
for
a while.
actually only for a couple weeks because then we're gonna be at YCP.
I keep forgetting. See you guys there.
See you live.
Drop a comment if you're coming.
Whoop.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.